So I made it back from Pig and Pool, and I'll go ahead and show you the parts that I got for the Chevy Cruze. So I got this trim piece, it goes on the trunk. Got the horn assembly. Then I got the brake light switch. My brake lights keep staying on, I gotta pick the pedal up. Then I got a passenger door speaker. The front one is real crackly and it's blown. This right here is for the shifter cable. It's the bushing that snaps onto the transmission. Mine's missing. So this is gonna take the slop out of the shifter. So this is the shifter cable right here. It snaps down onto this lever on top of the transmission. As you can see, there's a bunch of play in it. So that's what that little bushing does. So I don't know how this is gonna work, but I'm gonna try to set you guys up a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. I unsnapped the cable from the little hold down bracket. I'm gonna try to do it where it's up and out of the car a little bit more. Okay, I think I finally got it. I put some assembly lube for an engine on it to help slide it in. It's definitely a lot easier getting out than it was in. See if I can get you guys lined up for a better view of it now. You can see it right at the tip of my finger. So that should be a lot better now. Definitely took a lot longer than I thought it was going to. Now I'm going to do the brake switch, which is one 7mm bolt. It's a pain to get to. I doubt I'll be able to film it while I'm doing it, but I'll bend down and show you guys where it's at. Go ahead and slide the seat all the way back. As far as they'll go, you'll need the room. Imagine if I was skinnier, it'd probably be a lot easier. Oh, okay. So, I don't know how I'm going to point to it. Right. This may not work at all. Right here where my finger is the little fork looking thing. As you can see, that's what goes onto your brake pedal. Then that connector right there is what plugs into the bottom of your brake switch. Then I don't think I'll be able to show you the bolt, but it's up there right above that connector somewhere. So I'm going to get that changed out. Unfortunately, there's no way to film it while I'm doing it. Sorry about that. I like showing you guys how I do stuff and walking through it, but that is just not possible. I got the brake light switch installed. Now this ain't gonna make very much sense unless you're actually doing it, but if you are doing it, the way I installed it is there's a pin on the brake pedal. So what I did is I slid this little fork thing on there, and then I twisted this, except it was sits there like that. I put the pin in the hole, then I had the bolt in here, and I kept wiggling back and forth till the bolt started, and I started with my 2 fingers, and I was able to tighten it up. I actually had to use a wrench. I used to have a littler electric ratchet, but it ended up breaking. I got this one, it's too big, so this didn't work. But it's in now. I actually had to recalibrate it, basically relearn the position of the sensor, or switch, sorry. But it's all good now. The brake lights actually turn off by themselves. Don't have to lift up on the pedal. So now we're going to go ahead and work on the horn. So in order to do that, it says you have to remove the front fascia or bumper cover, whatever you want to call it. So that's what I'm going to start working on now. Alright, got the bumper off. As you can see, that didn't go very well. Definitely would be a lot easier if you had help. There's 3 screws along the inner fender well. Both sides. They're the Torx bit. Then you gotta take the lower engine shield off. You have a handful of Torx bits down there and some little push pins back towards the back a little bit, and it comes off. Then your clips up here, your 2 bolts on each end, and then you have wiring harness too, your little parking lights. Then this side has your sensor. I do believe it's for the temperature outside. And then there's your horns. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to unplug them, hook a test light up to it, and I press the horn button. And if it lights up, then the horns are bad. So I'll go ahead and set you up and grab a test light and we'll get to it. All right, what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna put this into the terminal on the horn. Nope, that one's too big, give me a second. All right, so now I'm gonna put this into the terminal of the horn. Now, a little disclaimer, this ain't the right thing to do. The reasoning for that is if it's too big for the terminal, you're gonna stretch the terminal out and it's not gonna make great contact. So just keep that in mind. I'm not gonna put it in very far. I'm gonna put this in. I'm gonna use this test light backwards. I'm gonna put the clamp on the test light. Maybe it's all smashed. And then I'm gonna put this up there on the battery and we'll see what it does. Okay, so it seems like we're not getting power. Just because I have another set of horns here, I'm gonna go ahead and plug it in and try it. But I don't think it's gonna work. Because I was using the wrong plug. I was using one for the temperature sensor. We'll try that real quick. Okay, so it is the horns. I'll go ahead and show you how to diagnose it real quick, just in case you don't have a set of horns. Alright, so one should have ground. I'll go ahead and flip it around so you can see the light. Alright, see that? I got hooked to the positive cable up there, and I'm touching the ground, so it's playing the circuit and it's lighting the light up. So now this one, when I honk the horn, it should light up. I'm gonna put the clamp up here on ground mode, because we're testing for power. I don't know if I'm able to do this by myself. Alright, let's hook the lights up. Okay, so as you can see, it lit up. That means we're getting power and ground to it, so that means the horn should work, which they don't. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove these and replace them. It's a 13 millimeter. Just slides off. And the new one's going. Kind of sucks how much work it is to take the bumper off for a minute to swap those out. Now we're going to test it one more time. Okay, works great. Now we're going to go ahead and reverse the process and get the bumper put back on. Now a little trick. Get some masking tape, put it right along the bumper line, maybe even on the headlight. This way you don't scratch up the fender when you're doing it by yourself. If you want to, you can go 2 rows with it, or you can cover the whole fender. Better safe than sorry. It's kind of hard to keep both sides lined up when it's by yourself. Now, something else I do want to point out. It happens quite often. So where the bumper meets the fender, you have this little black box looking thing, I don't know what to call it. These tabs right here, you see how they have like a ramp? They go back and they drop off. So what happens is you push the bumper on, it slides on, and it drops down and locks into place. So to get that back off, you pull on them, and 99% of the time they break. So you can see right there, that one broke. They don't always break, but like that one's good. This one, only one broke. So don't be alarmed if it happens. It's probably going to happen, to be honest with you. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and get this put back on. This side is actually missing a screw. So I started to pull off of the bumper, so I'm gonna find a screw for that. Or maybe it's a rivet. It actually looks like it gets riveted on. Anyways, I'm gonna get something put in that and then get the bumper put on. So I'll go ahead and throw you guys up on tripod and do a time lapse. Got the bumper back on it. I didn't record it because it's pretty self-explanatory. That little plastic block back in here, I just drilled out a little bit bigger to the size of rivet I had, and I put a rivet in it. And it's all lined up pretty good. So that's what those broken clips too on the back of the bumper, remember that. So they really don't cause any issues. It's all still pretty tight. The horn does work now. Make sure you double check that. So that's good to go. One thing I did do wrong, I didn't really do wrong, but when I put the tape on here, I put the tape back behind the headlight back in here. That was a bad idea. I had a very hard time getting it out of there. It was just me putting the bumper on, so I didn't want to scratch anything up, so I didn't want to take it back off after I had it in place to get the tape, so I had this side all bolted down, same with the other side, and I kind of pulled out in the middle. Just took a knife and kept shoving it back in there until I was able to get it out. But it's out now. The bumper's all on, straight, lined up. So, now we got 2 more things to put on. Then I'm probably gonna call it a night. 3 if you want to include these. I gotta get those cleaned up first though. So there's the old horn. That terminal looks kind of corroded. That could have been the whole problem. But I'm gonna go ahead and got the speaker to do and the trunk button. I might do the trunk first. I don't know, the speaker's pretty annoying. They'll both get done tonight. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the trunk, I think. First thing I wanna do is get that cover pulled off the trunk. And then I wanna plug this one in and see if it works. Make sure it is the button. But first I gotta get my key. So you'll go through taking all these little push pins out. There's quite a few of them. And then the connector's somewhere around here. I'll unplug it, plug this one in, and push to see what it does. So I'm gonna go grab the tripod and we're gonna get this knocked out. Alright, for some reason, the new switch is not working. So I'm gonna go look up a wiring diagram and do a little more diagnostics to it and see what's going on with it. I'll get back with you guys when I figure it out. I'll explain to you what I did to it, if I do figure it out. But it don't make sense because I checked the resistance in this switch and it never changed at all when I pushed the button. This one, the new one, does change. So in my head it should be good. I'm gonna look up how to test it, make sure the resistance is right. I'll get back with you guys. Alright, so I looked up in the manual and it says that it should be open when it's not being pressed, which I have it connected on the back side of one wire and the front side of the other wire. And as you can see, it's reading OL. Then when I press the switch, it should close it and it should be less than 3 ohms. As you see, it's 7, 8, which I feel like that would be enough. So, not believing the manual, I came back here and I put a jumper in the backside of these terminals. It's the two black ones on the right side there. So I'm gonna do that real quick, and hopefully you guys can see or hear it. I'm gonna go ahead and close the trunk latch. So I jump it with the wire. I hope you guys could hear it. But as you can see, the latch is open again. I'd be closed. But it opens up when I jump it, so basically what I'm getting at here is the switch I bought today is bad. I mean, it seems like it's good, it clicks and everything. So I guess I bought a bad switch. It was $6. Not terrible. I got other good stuff too. I mean, ain't the end of the world. The trunk still opens with a key fob, but it'd be nice if everything worked on it. And it's like $100 at the dealership for that. I'm good with using the key fob. If the junkyard was so far away, I'd run back up tomorrow. But chances of finding a good one, I guess, is pretty slim. That was the only one that felt good to me. So I guess this ain't getting fixed tonight. This one, it's just bad, period. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and I guess throw this cover back on here since it's not getting fixed tonight. And I might do the speaker tonight, I don't know. It's getting pretty late, it's like 2 in the morning. I might just do it in the morning, I don't know. Either way, I'll get back with you guys. That's pretty much gonna wrap up this video. If you haven't yet, go ahead and like, subscribe. If you want to see anything more in depth, I guess you'd say, leave me a comment down below, let me know. And make sure you check out the next video.